A very good morning to you, Michael, as well. We are coming live to you from the Mount Kenya region. And as Kenyans are aware, President Uhuru Kenyatta began his voter mobilization exercise on Thursday. His first stop was in Murang'a County, where he toured about 18 stops. And in each stop, really appealing to the residents to come out in large numbers to register themselves as voters, appealing really particularly to the youth. And yesterday, he was in Isiolo for the earlier part of the day before he landed in Nyeri County in the afternoon. With him reiterating the same message, particularly appealing to the youth to come out in large numbers. And we were able to talk to a few politicians to get their thoughts, because there are concerns that there might be voter apathy. And those who are asking, why is President Uhuru Kenyatta concentrating in an area that is considered a Jubilee stronghold? Why does he need to preach to the already converted? But concerns of voter apathy, some politicians say that maybe particularly that is not true. Or, Kenyans and their last minute call, the 11th hour syndrome is what they call it. Perhaps they'll still continue coming out, but President Uhuru Kenyatta saw it deemed it fit to come to his home turf to just really appeal to Kenyans to come out in large numbers. And also IEBC had also expressed concerns over the same, that less than 2,000 people are queuing at the centers per day in these 6 counties that form this part of the region. And also, so this some of the issues that are being addressed, and President Uhuru Kenyatta, this is a major reason why he's going around. And yes, today, Michael, he's in Meru County, and he's expected to, in the next few days, once he leaves Meru, he's expected to go to counties like Kirinyaga, Embu, and later go to Garissa, Kitui, Marsabit, some of the counties that are lined up in his schedule. But the initial itinerary was revised to include larger regions. For example, Isiolo was not part of the initial itinerary, but it was revised. So, Michael, if there are any changes in the president's diary, then we'll continue communicating that to you. But right now we are joined by one of the leaders from Nyeri County. He is a politician, and he might give us an insight into the voter registration exercise. This is Patrick Maina Munene Kairu joining us now on KTN News. Thank you very much, Heshimiwa, for joining us. What do you think about the voter registration exercise? President Uhuru Kenyatta has camped in this region since Thursday, Murang'a, Isiolo, Nyeri. Today he's in Meru. What are your comments? Are you happy with the voter registration exercise to start us off?
Thank you, Carol. I think President Uhuru Kenyatta's coming here was critical, and his going around the other counties is also critical, because his message is that the youth need to register as voters. First of all and foremost is that that is their democratic right, and it is very important for them to do that so that they can elect the leaders that they desire, right from the MCAs all the way to the governor. And also for himself, he has made a plea to them to register, because that is the only way they can ensure that they give him the support that he requires during the re-election in August this year.
All right. Mheshimiwa, I saw you accompanied the president yesterday in all his stops in Nyeri County. What was that experience like? What did you make of it?
Uhuru is indeed loved, and people confirmed to him that those who have not registered are going to register, and those who are registered stand ready to re-elect him on August.
Okay, the elephant in the room, what they're calling voter apathy. As a politician, as a leader, is it real? Is voter apathy real? Why is he spending so much time here? And also, going by the statistics, not as many people as IBC hopes, as politicians hope, as Uhuru himself hopes, not as many are coming out to go to the centers.
I don't think voter apathy is real per se. What is happening is that people are registering at their own time. In this region, most people are farmers, and they have to carry on with their day-to-day activities, but they are making time. Part of the stops which I made the day before yesterday, I witnessed that indeed people are registering, and I believe now, even with this coming, the numbers are going to pick up, and by the close of this exercise, we shall have hit the targets.
All right. President Uhuru Kenyatta issued a directive to the Registration Bureau to issue, as far as issuance of identification cards is concerned, IDs to be issued within 3 days of application. What do you make of that?
That was critical, because some of the youth who reached the age of majority recently don't have their IDs, and the directive that the applications be processed within 3 days from His Excellency the President is a very welcome move, and we believe that is going to speed up the registration process for voter cards. Yes.
Okay. He also he was sounding very stern because he issued a warning to leaders in the provincial administration that reports have reached him that there are those who might be charging or actually are charging, a small token or a fee to get their IDs processed. He said it was illegal, and he was very categorical about that. As a leader, might you have heard that it is happening? Some leaders in the provincial administration might be asking for money for the issuance of IDs?
It's important that he mentioned that. We've not had any specific cases, but it was important that he makes that caution to the provincial administration so that we don't have any youths who are disenfranchised in this registration process. Yes.
Okay. And Heshimiwa, slightly away, if I can move away from the voter registration exercise, and just the other day, Onyangolo decamped to ODM, and he was a key figure. Okay, we might argue as a key figure in the Jubilee formation. What are your comments on that?
I believe it's his democratic right, but to say that he's gone away with the dossiers, I think that is a bit far-fetched, and is simply just trying to seek sympathy wherever he has gone. But we do not feel at loss at all.
Mm-hmm. Back to the voter mobilization. Concerns that the youth might be fearful of going to the centers because they fear that the BVR machines will nab the drunkards and the petty thieves and all that. There's that talk. As a leader, what are you doing as far as mobilization goes? Are you guys going to the centers? Are you talking to the youth that there's nothing to fear? And what measures have you put in place to sensitize, particularly the youth? Because even the president is really calling or making an appeal to the youth, particularly.
Yes, we've had a bit of that, but for those who I personally spoke to the day before yesterday, I didn't pick up any comments to do with that fear of their particulars being used to either enforce the law or not. So I think it's just a bit of a rumor here and there, but it's not widespread. In regards to visiting the registration centers, even yesterday during his tour of Nyeri, His Excellency was quite categorical that he has come to ask for people to register, and he requires and expects that even the incumbent leaders and the aspiring leaders do the same for themselves. They move around and ask people to do registration, and then the time will come for another round of now asking the people to vote for either this person or that person based on their policies and manifesto. So he said that people must go out and talk to the residents and emphasize to them the importance of registering as voters.
Okay, we are already in 2017. Political temperatures, of course, will just keep soaring higher. This issue of other parties other than Jubilee, quote unquote, the small parties, but they will also have some influence. We're talking about PNU, we're talking about DP. I think even Alfred Mutua, governor, was here to because of Maendeleo Chap. At least those are three parties we can identify right now. So what do you think about that? President Uhuru Kenyatta is in Meru today. Governor Peter Munya from Meru has declared that yes, they support Uhuru, but he, as a party leader of PNU, want to give the democratic right to other people who might be thinking of, yes, they support the president, but they'd like, a larger forum to exercise their democratic right. The so-called smaller parties, and I say that in, with quotes, the small parties, PNU, DP.
I think in that regard, and particularly in Nyeri, mostly the fear is on the process of the nomination in the Jubilee Party. But by and large, I believe there will be enough positions and all these parties are going to secure members. What I know is that there has been a bit of noise in Nyeri in regards to how the process was handled, and we are still hoping that that is going to be resolved. Yes, indeed, Governor Mutua was here the other day. Also, Governor Munya was here the other day. Also, the Democratic Party opened their office here recently. So I believe that most of the people who will not feel comfortable with the nomination process of Jubilee will indeed go to the smaller friendly parties that support the President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Okay. On that note, maybe your message to those in Jubilee at the helm, those who are mandated with that task of ensuring that there's free and fair nomination exercise. Yes, your message, sir.
Indeed, they need to come out clearly on what are the nomination procedures, what are the nomination costs, and how are these cards going to reach the voters or the residents. So once some of those issues are addressed, then most people will be able to make a conclusive decision whether to stay in Jubilee or to go with the friendly smaller parties.
All right, Mheshimiwa, as a politician from this region and a gubernatorial aspirant, maybe be fair if I give you this chance to also talk about what changes you'd like to effect in this, great county of Nyeri.
First of all, I'm one of the youngest aspiring gubernatorial candidates, I believe so, in the country, and particularly in Nyeri County. We have seen a lot of mismanagement of resources in Nyeri. We have seen a lot of fights, unnecessary tug of wars between the leadership. And I believe that with a sound leadership, with a sound governor who has the time and who is able to listen across boards to other players, then indeed we are going to move this county forward. A lot of youth have a lot of desperation. They have despaired. They have not got an audience. They have not been included in the current government. They do not secure jobs, tenders, and so on. A lot of places do not have accessible roads. There is an acute shortage of water. Like in Kieni, where I was 2 days ago, and found lots of women still picking up water with jerry cans, whereas there is a borehole just a few meters away. So these are some of the issues that we want to look at. But by and large, it is to push the youth agenda and to ensure that the youth are able to be given a chance and a position in leadership. Yes.
All right. Any other sentiments you might have, maybe on the registration exercise or on any other key issue?
As a youth, I would really like to urge my fellow youth to please go and register, because you cannot support an MCA, you cannot support your favorite MP candidate, your women rep, your senator, your governor. You cannot also support the president unless you have a voter's card. So we are kindly requesting you to please come out and register. Don't say that it's of no consequence. Second, to praying. I think this is the most important exercise in an individual's life.
All right. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. We have been talking to Bwana Patrick Maina Munene Kairu, a gubernatorial aspirant in Nyeri County, but one of the politicians in the region, talking about their endeavor to ensure that they sensitize the youth, and not just the youth, but the masses, to come out in large numbers to register themselves, because kura yako ni sauti yako. Michael.
Thank you very much, Karen Derry. And